Hi guys, okay, so today I'm going to trade these races here. So I've got one, two, I've got eight markets here. Okay, so eight markets here. I'm going to trade all these here with five or £10 stakes, and I'll show you what you can do, even with very, very, very small stakes. Okay, and the purpose of this tutorial is to show you that if you are a beginner trader, it's way more important for you to have experience trading. Instead of just jumping, head in first and overstaking and using £100 stakes, £200 stakes, £300 stakes, and becoming emotionally attached to every trade and simply just losing way more than you make. I want to show you the value here of simply having the practice of just trading, getting in and out markets quickly, and feeling confident and comfortable with your trading. Okay, and a quick thank you to Callum for sending me an email and reminding me about the flexibility of the BetAngel software. So I've now integrated my volume charts here on the bottom, so you guys can see as well as the volume comes in. Okay, so what I'll do here, guys, I'm going to hang back a little bit, because obviously here you can see here in Leopardstown it's only 24,000 matched so far. I'm going to wait until there's more volume in the markets, more fluidity, and I'll come back in a second and I'll start trading this market here. As I just said, I'm going to trade all these 8 markets in a row. And I'll share my results here, and I'll show you the potential for becoming a successful trader on Betfair. Okay, so I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so here we are, and I'll just jump on here and start. So the favorite here has been drifting off now quite drastically for a bit. So it's probably going to come back in again. So I'm going to just hop on here on the lay side, take the price there, and I'll see if this continues to drift for the foreseeable future. Okay, and with that notion in mind, I could potentially back the second favorite here, but laying one horse and backing the other, especially when you have such a small field, can prove problematic, purely because if it goes against you, it goes against you twice, because the chances are one will drift, one will come in, so it's best just to trade one at a time there. Although having said that, if you have experience, then feel free. So I'll leave that there for a few seconds and see how that progresses as time goes on. And also what I'll do is, in the meantime, I'll keep an eye on the charts here, as it were, so I can see if I can spot any drastic changes. But this one here so far is looking good, as you can see. So I'll probably pop in an exit point here, just see if I can get out there for a nice little swing trade there. So you can see now here, this one has drifted quite heavily off here. So I may even just drag it there to see if I can get out there for a nice 18p profit. There we go. And you can see here now, so it's continuing to drift, right? You can see, had I taken that, had I just left that, obviously that would have been very advantageous to me. But I got out, and again, that's totally fine. No harm in that. And you can see here that the favourite has been drifting and drifting and drifting, but there's not really much happening here on the other horses. Nothing else is really sort of coming in, as it were. So with that in mind, I'm going to jump on the backside here of this favourite, because I've got the feeling the price is going to correct itself, because there's been no movement in the other horses. Which means that the favourite here may have drifted off too much because the price hasn't corrected itself. Because you can see now, see that? Boom. Get out there. Done. Okay, in, out, quick, simple, just trading that quick correction there. And for me personally, right now, I feel this probably, it may come back in again, down to 7.6 here somewhere, but that's just a vague opinion based on the fact that these other horses here did not come in, right? Because this one here drifted, you saw yourself, right? Drifted, and then these ones here, it came in a little bit, but nothing really changed. Whereas now you can see there's movement here. See that? So this one here now, if there's continued support here for the second favourite, this one here is most likely going to crash through the threes. So this one here, it is very tempting now to jump on the backside here and the lay side here and hope for both of them to go. But you can see right now, this one here is now going to cross, maybe. But you can see it's still here. There's nothing really happening here. See this? See here? There's nothing really happening here. Right? There's no support for second favourites, so there needs to be support here. Otherwise, this one here is unlikely to push through here. But obviously what I can do is I could, just jump in here with a few positions here with the global fields, the global settings activated. So when it does crash through, which is about now, these here will be matched and scalped off very quickly. We've got this one. And they're both been taken, that's great. And so here you can see now, this one here is still not, it's just not going down here. There's just no support for the favorites, but now you can see as this one here continues to sort of crash out, as it were. It's quite a strange race, this. I'll just take that way. And now this one here, again, I'll go with the same reckoning here, because you can see there's no continued support for the second favorite, and this one here has drifted again, right? This one here is likely now to come back again down past the threes, down to sort of 2.9, somewhere like that, because they're for the correction. I may be wrong, but I do feel that's likely to happen because there's no support here for this one here. Because like I mentioned before, if one horse drifts, something has to correct, but nothing's happening here. Although there is some movement here now on this one here. This one here now is looking like it might crash back in again. This one here is now drifting off. I'm tempted to hop on the backside here of this third favorite. As these here are just kind of stagnant, this one here seems to be potential to move. There we go. So you can see now this one here has crashed back through again. See that? And again, that will be because there was no support for this one here or this one here. They came in a little bit, but nothing else happened. So you can see now it's crashing back in again, right? And now, if I leave this now, I've got £1.45 profit here on the favourite, or I can take the 52 pence profit on the whole thing. Okay. And also part of the reason why this here now is crashing in is because as they're lining up here, you can see here the favourite is here at front. So it does look like that one's going to be a front runner. I'm sure if you check some websites, in terms of like the rating of it, they usually say there if it's going to be a front runner or not. So for me now, I'll just scratch this off here for 52 pence profit, just so it's done and dusted. Just wait for that to be matched. And so here now, what I could do potentially is to start trading here based on what's going to happen when they go in play. But again, it's quite tricky to estimate that because you've got four horses here all lining up towards the front, so we can't really tell. But you can see here now this one is just crashing in, right? Crashing in. So had I gone with my gut instinct there, remember earlier when I said that 3.05, I said it probably would come back in again, right? Had I just gone in there with a £5 stake, right? I would have made a considerable return here on this massive steam here as it comes in, right? The price changes there are ridiculous. You can see here, if I zoom out here, you can see that the price change here are just that's just crazy, right? But for me now, I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to move on to the next race. And again, this here is to show you that with lower stakes, you're able to have more fun with it, and also you learn so much more because you're not emotionally attached to any trades, and you can just focus on learning the market instead of worrying about how much money you can lose or win. Okay. So that's race number 1 done. I'll now just hop on to the next race here. And as before, I'll come back here in a few minutes and I'll see if I can get something out of this one as well. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Obviously, because we're trading with very small stakes here, trading on this favorite here, it's going to be very tedious, right? Because if I hop in here, on the backside here, you'll see that when this price gets matched here, the actual price increments are so minute that I have to pump in a lot of money to make any profit there at all, really. So if I just wait for that there, you can see here, 0.3, right, 0.07, right, very tedious kind of thing. So yeah, I can still trade that one for sure, but it'd be easier for me to trade over here on second favorite, or even the third or fourth favorite here, because that will give me greater rewards, as it were. So again, here I'll hang back here and wait a few minutes to see if anything happens. Because obviously you can see here from the line, it's flat, right? So there's not really much happening here as it stands right now. So what I can do here is, just position myself here on the outskirts of the price range here, and do the same again here as well. Because obviously, get myself out of the queue on the second favorite here. I could even potentially do it here on this one here, but these ones are. There's just no money here, so anything can happen, right? So whenever you see like a broken ladder like this, where there's no real money here, just £100 stake has enough power here to wipe out like 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9 ticks. So don't enter these markets because they're very volatile. But you can see here now, there's been some action. There's a £600 on the lay side here, and which pushed the price up. This one here seems to be coming down a little bit. And so we'll see how what happens here. When this crosses the 5-minute mark here, the price is gonna the fluidity is gonna pick up as more and more people go into the market. And also here, because there are only basically two horses here, these two are going to bounce off each other quite heavily as well. So the price has potential to move drastically. Boom! See that? £2,800 there, been matched straight away. So that's going to have a big impact. So again, now I need to make a decision, right? Because obviously, that's £3,000. That's a big stake there. So, see, it's going to go against me now. So I'm going to have to make a decision here about whether or not I'm going to stay in this. Wait, will it retract? Will it come back again? And so on, right? But you can see here it's stopping here now on the favorite. So I'm going to hang tight here for a few seconds here just to see if this bounces back again. So you can see now it's come back down again. We'll see if it continues back down here. And obviously for this to come down again, I need money to go on the lay side here on the favorite, as it is now. So they're kind of hovering around here. So I may even jump in here with 2 quick scalps just to try and offset my position there. And we'll see how this pans out. So this one here should get matched. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do the same again here now. Because also what I can do now, because if this horse here, right, if this horse continues to drift outwards, slowly but surely, then I can sort of scalp off the profits here as we go. Slowly but surely, one tick at a time, scalp. So even though the price is going against me, tick by tick, if I can match both sides, then my green will move along up with the price of the horse. So you can see here now, one has been taken here, which is good. So now I've got a little bit of green here as a breathing space. So I'll pop in here as well, and I'll pop in here as well. So I can just keep doing this here, guys, because obviously for this here, the price is likely to come back down again, because when you have a short price favorite like this here, it can come in further. It absolutely can, but it's going to be tougher because it needs a monstrous volume to be pushed down. And obviously, like I've said before, because you've got 2 short price favorites here, or sorry, you've got 2 horses here that are obviously the 2 main traded ones. The price is going to bounce off each other. So you can see now back down again, right? And both my bets here have been matched. So you can see here, there's just thousands upon thousands sitting here. So obviously to push this price down, you need a lot of volume to come in there. And so, which makes it a bit more, much more stable here for me. I can trade here quite comfortably because I know the price is likely to, it's going to work in my favor. And also here now, as they're going to line up here, again, I can keep an eye out on, where is my horse here? Is he towards the front? He's there. And you can start thinking, well, is he a front runner, right? Maybe check a few websites, have a look at some of the form stats, and decide, is that going to be front runner? If it is, right, that's going to be good. Also, you can see here, the favorite is way back here. He's faffing around doing something, right? So maybe the horse is being unruly, right? Which, if he is, then this here's going to go flying off because it's going to be laid, and so on, right? But as you can see now, with 25 seconds on the clock here, the camera angle is terrible. You can't really see anything. So I'm quite happy here now I'm just going to drag it up here and just take the price here and just get these out here. And as you can see here now, 41 pence here, or I can take £2 profit here on second favourite. But when you have a horse like this here, chances are it's going to win. Okay, so I'm just going to take this here for 40 pence profit. Again, £5 stakes here, in, out, in, out. It's more about me getting the trade correct as opposed to how much I make. Because if this here was if I was trading with £50 stakes here, this would be a £4 profit, right? And so it's all about that relativity there for your own perspective. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll just hop on here to the next race here and continue trading the next race, and we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I'll come back in a few minutes and we'll keep trading. Okay, so the market is now picking up, and you can see here by the trade ranges, the price range here is ridiculous. So it is quite volatile because you can see they go up, go down, and so on. And again, because this one here is a very small field, and there's only these 3 horses really, it means the price will bounce up and down, up and down. And traditionally, maiden races tend to be, the price fluctuates quite a lot. So these ones here, they can be quite difficult here. So you can see there's quite a bit of volume coming in here for this one here in the last little bit. It's crashed through the 3s. This one here is definitely drifting off, as you can see. So these ones here, they're kind of quite tricky to read, but I'll jump in here on the lay side here just for a quick little tick. We'll just get out there again. I'm very tempted to lay this one here because it does certainly seem like it's going to keep drifting as these two will battle out. And it has been drifting for some time, as you can see here from this chart. So you can see, right, this market here is quite difficult to read. It's quite because it's just so erratic. Because these here are just going up and down, like 3-4 ticks at a time, back down again really fast, which makes them very difficult to kind of judge. I'm going to hop on the backside here of this one here, because you can see this one here moving out quite sharply. And then there was some money coming in here for this one here, so I'm going to see if this one here crosses. I'll probably just scratch that one. This one here, come back down again. Again, as you can see, right, it's very, very erratic. So I think I'm going to stick to my original theory here. I'm going to jump on the lay side here of this one here. Because I do feel that as these two favorite here just battle out, go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, this one here is probably going to continue to drift out slowly but surely, right? So I might just hop on here for a quick scalp on this one. I'll just pop in here with 3 sticks there on using the global fields. As you can see here now, this one here has now drifted quite a while. And like with these erratic markets, chances are it's probably going to come crashing in again, even just for a few seconds, as the price continues to fluctuate. But now, obviously, with 60 seconds on the clock here, I need to make a decision here real quick to try and get out, or whatever it is I'm trying to do here. This one here is just stagnant, as you can see, so I'll probably just scalp that out here for a scratch. This one here is now crashing in. This one here is now drifting off quite heavily, so you can see I've definitely made a mistake here. As you can see, this one here is crashing out. So I'll just need to get out here. See, that's what happens. That's what happens when you overstake. You see that? I've overstaking there, and it goes against me, and hey presto, you're in trouble, right? So I'm just going to jump in here for a quick £200 scalp here, just to recover that, because that was very silly of me. I shouldn't have done that. But you know, we're all human, right? This one here is now crashing through, as you can see here. So I've made the right choice there by getting out there. So now I'll return back to my £5 trades. So, you know, that goes to show we're all human. Everyone kind of gets excited. You know, you want to click 1 or 2 more times to try and get a bit more profit there. But as you can see, because I'm quite comfortable, so I quickly jumped in there just to recover that position, right? And now, you know, as they're now lining up and so on, then I'll just leave this here. So again, guys, you know, simple, fast. This one here, you know, very uncomfortable to trade because it's just like you're sitting here scratching your head, going, where is this going? Like who, what, where, when? It's to go up and down, up and down. There's no real, you can't really see anything. And again, you know, it's a good lesson for you to think to yourself, well, if you're not sure of the market, don't trade. Okay, just sit back and wait and try and watch and see what happens. But it's also a good lesson of if you are a comfortable trader, then even if you make a mistake, you can recover relatively easily because you understand what's happening. And because I'm not emotionally attached to any of these trades here, which means, yep, okay, oopsie, I made a mistake, fix it, correct it, and try and recover the position, and hey presto, you're done. However, had I been trading there with like £500 stakes or so on, then that would have been much, much more difficult, right? Because obviously, you know, that £200 stake would not have recovered a 10, 15 tick deficit there had I been trading with £500 stakes. See that? And so obviously at that point there, I would have been much more emotionally involved, and I probably would have made it worse because I would have had to put in like a sort of a £2,000 or £3,000 bid there to scratch off that trade and to recover that. But I'm using small stakes, so it doesn't matter. So I'll scratch this here off for 24 pence profit, and I'll just jump in here and I'll move on. I'll move on here to the next race here. There we go. So yeah, so this one here should be more fun because it's a bigger field, and yeah, so I'll come back here in a few minutes, and we'll keep trading the horse race markets on Betfair. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. So you can see here, this race here can be quite awkward, right? Because the prices are very, very big. And as you can see here, because there's only 36,000 matched so far, and you can see there's just no money sitting waiting to be matched. Meaning that if I enter anywhere now, so if I enter, let's say if I enter here on the lay side of this horse here, right? So right now, if one person comes in with a £500 stakes and go on the backside here, right? You can swallow up so many positions. There's just no strength in the market at all, right? Which puts you in a very vulnerable position because the price can go against you fast in big chunks. And obviously, because the price is quite big, it means the price increments are bigger, which means you can lose more per tick, even with £5 stakes. Okay. So this one here, I'm going to hang back a little bit here because I want to see more solid market here for that. And so yes, I'll just pause the video here. I'll come back in a few minutes and we'll continue trading. Okay, so what I'll do here is I will position myself here ahead of the queue. Okay, so I'll pop in a few positions here ahead of the queue. But what I'm going to do is I want to try and protect myself. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put trades here, and then I'm going to have like a two a two tick gap here between them, so that if someone does come in with like a 2 or 3 pound stake or 4 pound stake, I'm not going to get caught out and have 2 or 3 or 4 positions swallowed in one. Okay. Because as we saw in the last trade, being caught on the wrong side, it can be painful and it moves fast. And so that's what I'll do now. Okay. And if we're going to hop on the lay side here again of this one here, because you can see it's gone up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's probably going to do that again in a few seconds. But again, because I'm trading with small stakes, I've got time, I can be patient. So this one here has now been matched. And you can see it's gone straight through my position here, so I'll probably just scratch that off. See that next one? See how quickly it goes, right? So I know that it can be quite nerve-wracking. So I'll probably just I'll leave that there. I'll be patient. I'll let that mature itself there. Because again, with a race this big, it takes, again, for one to just come crashing in. There's a lot of horses in play, right? So the chances are it will come back up here again and touch this one here. There we go, boom. And this one here as well. I'll probably just scratch them out for now, just in case it does come back down again, because you can see it came down again, I laid it came back up again, but then it came back down again. So there was a chance there it may actually continue down here. Okay, but as it stands now, that was a mistake. You can see now it's going back out again, but that's totally fine. So here I'll just do the same again. I'll just pop in here with a trade here. I've got a 2 gap here, so I can't get rushed through. And so we'll see how this plays out. And down here, I'll put one here, and then 1, 2, 3, I'll put one there as well. Okay. And again, small stakes, I'm calm, collected. If I was using £1,000 stakes here, then I'll be nervous. A, because they're way too big. There's not enough money flowing through the market. And B, the incremental ticks of losses are huge, right? Which means that, I'd be emotionally attached to it and I wouldn't make rational decisions. Whereas here, when it's small stakes, you can sit and just enjoy trading because it's in a geeky kind of way. It's fun, right? It's just fun to play around with this and see how things work and see, the market went that way. Cool, okay, that happened, and so on and so forth. So it's a really good educational tool for you guys. And like I mentioned before, I would definitely record your screen, okay? Get a screen recording software of some sort, record your screen, because when you get it wrong, you can go back and within a second you can spot exactly what you did wrong and you can learn from that. So you can see now this one here is taking some support, and there's money, there was money coming in here for this one here as well. This one here is now drifting off again quite heavily, as you can see. Massive traded ranges here. So you can imagine if you get caught out here and you go on the backside on 8 and it comes back up here again. That's going to sting big time, big time, because obviously the price increments are quite big. So this one here is now approaching my trades here. So this one here should get taken now. I might have to drag it down and scratch this because. Or maybe not. Yeah, I'll just scratch that there because it does look like it may continue to come down. So you can see there both positions got taken there. Now it's coming. Now it's at the bottom of this range here. So I'm definitely now in a quite a vulnerable position there, because now that they're lining up, my horse may be at the front. Maybe, but luckily they've both been taken there. Okay, that's good. And you can see here now, this one here is taking a lot of volume. And again, that's most likely because I think it's at the front here. So that's why it's coming in. But I'll probably just jump on the lay side there for 1 tick. Scratch it off there. Couldn't actually see what was happening there, so I'll just scratch it off just to be safe. And I'll just take these away here as well. This one there. Just cancel these, just double check. So you can see now this one here is crashing in. And now they're about to go off and they're about to race. So I'll just take this here, 25 pence profit across all the horses. I'm quite happy with that. And now I could potentially trade here on one of these as they're running. But it's fine. So okay, so guys, again, 25 pence profit. Made some mistakes there, but it's totally fine. So I'll jump ahead here now and jump on to the next race. And let's see here, 10 horses or 10 runners and 1 short price favorite. No other horse in contention, so that's gonna be fun. So basically, I'll just be trading the favorite here. It looks like. So what I'll do now is I'll probably, let's just have a look here. Okay, so it's been fairly flat for a while. That's fine. So what I'll do here, I'm going to come back. I'll leave this here for like a few minutes. I'm just going to hop in here on the back side here for a £5 stake, and I'll leave this here. And I'm also going to pop in here for a few scalps, just in case it goes against me. And I'm just going to leave this here now. I'll come back in a few minutes here and see how this pans out. Because obviously at this point here, 8 minutes to go. There's you can see here there's no volume as such coming in. So I'll leave this here now because I'm going to play the long game here. I'm working on the assumption here on the following, right? I'm working on the assumption that it's a 10 horse race. There's literally no other horse here that's in contention. And so I'm going to just assume that the punters are probably going to go for the favorite, and in which case the price will come down. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this here and I'll come back in a few minutes. All right, so you can see here now, it's 5 minutes are coming up here. So the price is going to pick up in terms of the volume coming in. And you can see it's at the bottom of this range here, and I'm going to take that one away. And yeah, all I can really do now is wait. I mean, I can jump in here and scalp a little bit. But, as I showed you guys before when I made that mistake, I don't want to sort of double down my losses, as it were, because this one here can move quite quickly here. So you can see now, there's volume coming in now for the favorites, and this clearly coming in. How far, I have no idea. But I'll leave that there for now, and we'll see how this goes. And again, with the notion of, I'm assuming it's going to come in, so I could now potentially come in here and scalp this on a downward basis. Because if I go here, you can see it's going to go up, it's going to go down, up, down, up, down. But overall, I feel it's going to come in slowly but surely. So I could now, for example, here I could come in here with a quick scalp and scalp off one tick here, as I'm assuming it's going to keep coming in slowly but surely. Mostly, that it does require some patience, and also it can go against me, but that one there did go in my favor, so that's fine. And for every scratch, for every scalp I do there, my green moves up 1 or 2 points there for every bit of profit I accumulate. But for now, I'm quite happy to leave this here. Let's see how far this goes. And also don't forget, I can potentially trade some of these other horses here as well if I spot anything. So as you can see, right, it's up, down, up, down, up, down, and I could potentially keep trading this here. But as it is, I'm quite happy just to leave this. That's totally fine. See, now it's come back up again. And now you can see this one here is obviously lining up towards the front here, as you can see. So the price, I would say the price is probably going to come down, because it certainly looks like from here, right now, it looks like this may be a front runner. So yeah, like I said, I'll just jump in here and I'll keep scalping this here on a downward trend, because it certainly does seem like that horse may be a front runner. And you can see that's in danger. See that? So now it's going against me. And then obviously because I've now gone in with £10 stakes instead of £5 stakes, that means my losses become more significant, and you start worrying, you start going, oh, it's in the red, oh my god, and so on and so forth, right? So I'm going to take this out here, because obviously I don't want to double down my losses. So now you can see that it is going against me. I may have to think, well, maybe I should be changing my opinion here. Maybe I should go the other way. But as always, because I'm using small stakes, I can be patient. And hey presto, look at that. It comes back down again. And so at this point here, I can actually take this trade out. Like so. And because with only a few seconds on the clock here, you can see they are now lining up, and it certainly does look like this one here is going to be front runner, but you never know. So I could have and probably should have left that trade in there actually, because right now you can see this one here, this price here is probably going to come crashing down here to sort of 1.5 or whatever. But again, let's not play too much on that. So what I'll do now, guys, is I'm just going to go ahead and scratch this off here for 13 pence profit. I didn't lose money. That's the main thing. And I can now go ahead and move on to the next race. Yeah, so I'll just jump in here and let's see here. Move on to the next one. And yeah, I'll come back in a few minutes. Okay, so let's crack on with this one here. And that's a 6 runner race. And let's see. I'll go ahead and position myself here in a few places so I can get ahead of the queue. And we'll see how this pans out. Some lay money coming in here on the second favourite. It's approaching my stake here, so that shouldn't get taken. Might actually move that up. Oops, nope, too slow. Just trying to scratch that there. So I need to make a decision here because I was just a bit too slow there. I should have scratched that because this here is in the middle of the range, and it does seem like it may continue to drift, but yeah, there we go. That's been scratched. That's good. You can see that there's no money coming in, so there's no fluidity here. There's nothing happening. So whenever you get markets like this here, then just sit back and because some markets are just dull. Some markets, nothing really happens. There's no excitement. There's no volume coming in, so it doesn't move. And so this one here, you can see, right, the traded ranges are quite large. Yet at this point here, this one here hasn't moved at all. This one has moved a little bit, but nothing really. There is now support. There's volume coming in now for this one here, as you can see. So I probably will jump in here for a couple of scalps. There's some volume here as well, as you can see. So it's been taken there. Just drag it down there to scratch that one here. This one here is now approaching my 5 up here. So this one here should get taken. Oh, no. Certainly does look like this one here is going to continue to drift. I may even pop in here for a quick £5 there. And typical, as I do that, a massive stake comes in and swallows up a few positions there. So I'll need to make a decision here about whether or not I'm going to stay or stick around. I'll probably have to just try and scratch that one. May have been too late there. I might actually drag it back up here again because it might even come back up again. We'll see. Now it's crashing through my position, so you can see it's taking that one there. And so we're going to take this one here as well. This one here is also coming down. So I'm going to move that one up there because it seems like this one here is taking support and this one here may not hold that well and come back up again. This one here is also coming in. So now you can see now it's coming up towards the off, so I need to exit my positions here now. And this one here is at the back of the field here. So with that in mind, I'm going to hop on here on the left side again. Maybe too late. Just going to get these positions out. And now, because you can see here, this horse is waiting back here, I'm quite confident this here will drift off just in the last few seconds here. And I'll even actually go and keep this in play. Because with a 2 mile race like this here, and it's right at the back, the price is very likely to go out of your ticks here as they go and play. So I'll let this here go, keep on going for 1, maybe 2 hurdles. Okay, but I'm fairly confident here this will take these 2 positions here. We'll see how it goes here over the first hurdle. Okay, so you can see now it's still way the back there. Oh, see that? So that's fine. Again, I'm warning guys to all of you guys, don't go in play. Okay, I do this here occasionally because I'm very comfortable. I know roughly what's going to happen. You can see this horse now is just really struggling, right? It depends on the length of the race. It depends on where the horses are matched up. It depends on the opening price and so on. So please don't go and play, guys, unless you're very, very comfortable doing that. Okay. So I'll scratch this off here now for 42 pence profit across the board. Let's see if that gets taken. Yeah, that's fine. Just double check I haven't got any open bets on. No, that's fine. And so yeah, so you can see here. Let's see. Yeah, so that's all squared up there. 47 pence profit, and I'll move on to the second and last race of the day, or for me anyway. There's obviously more races, but I'm just doing these here today. And so, guys, I'll head off here and I'll wait a few minutes. I'll come back in 5-10 minutes here, and I'll trade this race here as well. Okay, so here we are on the next one here. You can see the trade ranges are quite small here on these first few horses. And it's a big field, 17 runners. And so let's see what we can do here. And as before, guys, in my experience with these types of races, when there's a lot of horses here running, it takes quite a lot for one of these to kind of drift off heavily or to come in price heavily. So for these ones here, I'm quite comfortable to. I'm just going to jump in here with a few scalps here. I'll probably do the same here. Just position myself at the bottom of the ranges. So that first one's been taken now. This one here is about to be taken as well. I was going to move it up there, but I was a bit too slow, as you can see. This one's been taken unmatched, which is good. Let's jump in there again. This one here's been taken as well. That's good. I could have actually moved that one down as well to 5.9 because it does seem like it's going to come back down again, but you know, we'll leave that for now. And let's jump in there again. This one here should get taken any second. Nope. This one here should also get taken. This time I probably will move it up there, I think. I'll take that one away so I don't have too many positions open here, because obviously, again, if one sort of £200 or £300 stake comes in, swallows up 2 or 3 positions there, you know, suddenly got 10, 15, 20 quid in there, and it will catch me off guard, as it were. So there's not a lot happening here, as you can see, but you know, just be patient, and there's no rush with these kind of things. You can see this one here is just hovering around the 6 mark there, so I could potentially scalp off here in between these 2 points. Because you can see they're not moving, right? You can see that none of these horses are actually moving in price. They're up and down within a very limited range here. And now, but obviously now they're about to line up and so on. It's a 3-mile race, which means you know, if one does seem like to be a front runner, it's worth keeping an eye on. So I'll keep an eye on the screen there while I'm trading. But as you can see, you know, there's no real movement at all. The amount of money coming in has been, you know, was £5 there, £10 there. There's not much happening here, so I'll just take this one out for now. And you can see here now the horses are lining up. And obviously with the camera angle and so on, it's quite difficult to see what's going on. So I can't really make any decisions about who's going to be the front runner as such. So I'll just take this one away here, take that one away, take these ones away. And so what I can do now, I'm just going to take this here, 24 pence profit. As you can see, both the favourites are way back here in the field. So I could potentially lay both of these here, this one here and this one here, let it go and play for a few seconds here, and see if I can do something there. But no, I'm not comfortable doing that just now. So what I'll do here is I'll just take this here, okay, move on to the next one, okay. And this here's the last one of the day for me. And same as always, I'll just hang back here for a few minutes, and I'll come back in about 5 minutes. Okay, so with 5 minutes on the clock here, I'll probably jump on the back side here of this favourite, or the joint favourite, and just as a speculative thing, see if it comes back down again here past the 6, because it's at the top of this range here, and yeah, so I'll see how it goes here. Obviously, with the joint favourite here also on the same point, but on the other end of its traded range, you know, it could turn against me here, because this one here could come crashing down. But again, you know, small stakes, so I'm quite happy to leave that there. If it goes against me to like 6, 8, 6, 7, then I'll just scratch it off for a loss there. There's also one over here, so there's 3 joint favorites. There's quite a few of them actually. So yeah, that was definitely a mistake on my part there, because you see here, this one here is crashing through. The 6 here, this one here is, it's looking like it's probably going to drift. So I may even hop on here on the lay side to counteract my mistake there. So you can see now this one here is toying with the idea of crashing through here. This one here's come back out again. And again, you can see there's no real, if you look at the volume here, there's nothing really happening. There's not a great deal of money coming in. There's nothing being matched, so there's nothing really moving. It's just kind of sitting still. So obviously it's very difficult to kind of gauge any movement. So obviously in hindsight, I shouldn't have entered there at all. But that's just the name of the game. You have to learn from your mistakes and just keep moving forward, right? So, but I'm quite comfortable leaving that there for now. I may even pop in a few scalps here. So if it does come back down again, then I'll probably scalp those off, and it'll offset this losing position a little bit. Okay. This one is now drifting out. It certainly looks like this one here is quite strong in terms of its position here. So I'm going to hop on here on the back side and do some scalping here. And they're now lining up as well with 2 minutes to go. And you can see my one here is towards the front, which is not going to be good for me. So thinking I might actually just come out of this trade here, right here. I may even scratch this if I have to. You can see now over here, this one here is crashing in. So I'll leave it there for now. I'm definitely going to scratch this one here. So this one here has been taken, that's fine. So this one here is now drifting off. But you can see here that it's lining up towards the front. But yeah, so a little bit messy there. A little bit messy there on my part, definitely, but messy. This one here is crashing in, or was crashing in. I'm going to hop on the lay side here of this one here for sure, because it's also right in the middle of the pack here. And so my guess is whoever was backing that, they need to get out of this trade here. And with so many horses in the race, it's unlikely to come crashing in further, or at least in my opinion. So I got a feeling this one here is going to drift out again in the last few seconds here. So I'm going to leave that there and see how far it drifts off. This horse here does not look happy. That's definitely going to make this one here drift off. You can see here. And that's definitely drifting off because of this one. It's not happy at all, you can see. So I'm going to hop on here as well for a quick scalp there. And I'll take a scalp there. So this one here should get matched. There we go. This one here is not moving. So I'll just scratch that one there off. And again there, so you can see now 18 pence profit. I messed it up here a little bit. But again, this could have been a lot worse. This one here was a messy one. I didn't really feel comfortable at all with this one here for some reason. So yeah, but even so, 19 pence profit. Absolutely, I'm totally happy with that. And so yes, that concludes this trade here, guys. So again, the point of me trading this here, guys, was to show you just the simple fact of small stakes and being in control and having a 100% strike rate. Okay, so now obviously the race here is still in place, so I won't show here. But if I go into my Betfair account here, you can see this last race that I just traded right now. So you can see here, Southwell 1555. Southwell 1555, right? The 18 pence profit here. If I now go to my profit and loss here, you can see, right? You can see here, profit and loss here for today, right? Green, 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 and then this Southwell green. So right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 races, 100% strike rate there, and it's this kind of thing you want to do because you need to practice, so that slowly but surely you can increase stakes. So right now, what if I did this here? Let's say, for argument's sake, if I did 30 days, okay, I want to get 30 days of trading with a minimum of like a 90% strike rate every single day. Okay, so you will make some mistakes here and there, and you will have a few days when you don't do well. But for the most part, if I could have this level of strike rate, what I can do then is I can bit by bit, day by day, or month by month, let's say every 30 days. If I can continuously have a high strike rate, after 30 days, I come here and I start trading with £6 stakes. 30 days later, I start trading with £7 stakes. 30 days later, I start trading with £8 stakes, and so on and so forth. Now that may sound very, very tedious and slow, but the point being that by the end of 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, whatever, right? For every single month that you're trading, you are desensitizing yourself, meaning that in 2 months from now, you might be trading with a £100 stakes with the same veracity and the same confidence that you are trading right now with £5 stakes. And that is when you can come here and trade and make like a £19 profit per race. Okay, and so you can imagine yourself. Imagine if this profit and loss here. Imagine if this profit and loss here was £20 or £150. Or £100, okay? Because obviously, if you take that £5 stake I was using, but project upwards, if I was using £50 stakes, right? This here will be £20 profit today, okay? Just from these tiny few races, right? So again, it's all about that. So hopefully, guys, this here was helpful. So you've now seen me trade these races here from the outset, right? I showed you them earlier on. I showed them now at the end. You can see 100% strike rate, okay? And it's about you practicing. Practice. Use small stakes so that if you do make a mistake, it's fine. You're not going to lose into your entire bank and so on, okay? So please do subscribe to my channel. I really hope this was helpful. And yeah, just keep pushing forward, guys, and keep learning.